Hi guys, and welcome back to Pass and Move. And for today's episode, just as promised, the game against Chaves in the Portuguese Primeira Liga, of course. And we've got a different game for you here, rather than having the Europa League game I think we showed you last time. Let's check. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So we did show you actually a Premier League game. Yeah, we did show you the Benfica game. That's true. So we had a bunch of cup competitions, and as you can see, results have been okay. Overall, much better than last season, of course, but in terms of the little period between the Benfica game and today's game, not too bad at all. We beat Dynamo 1-0 in the Europa League. Roy Fonte managing to score for us as well. Belenenses managing to equalise in the 56th minute after Arthur George managed to score in the 10th minute. So, unfortunately, we couldn't go on and actually try and win the game. And they managed to come away with a draw. But, considering it was a away game, you can kind of understand it. And it's only our second draw of the season after we drew with our rivals here. And yeah, what followed was a straightforward routine win against in the Taça de Portugal. Fourth round, we were expected to beat this team, of course, because they are still semi-professionals and they play in the Championship, which is, of course, two leagues under the Primeira Liga. And Raniel and Santos managing to wrap up the win for us quite comfortably. Standard were a tough team to beat, but we did manage to beat them in the end. Fonte opening the scoring for us. And while they scored in the 16th minute, Danilo managed to get a winner just before the end of the first half. And really a perfect result for us, with all things considered. We have one more game to go against Ajax. We've already qualified for the first knockout round, which is perfect for us, because I think this season the expectation is only to reach the first knockout round. So all things considered, we're meeting expectations, which is perfect. And that pretty much wraps up everything else. So in terms of the top goal scorer, Raniel now leading that with 8 goals to his name. Goiano still leading the average rating chart with the highest rating of 7.61 average rating. Most assists, Santos has climbed all the way up and with 9 assists. Very impressive, of course, and I think he's top in the league too. Danilo, 93% best pass completion, still leading it, and in fact his percentage actually increased the same way his yellow cards have increased. But of course, player man of the match from awards or whatever, Santos and Danilo are tied for that. So it kind of proves just how important Danilo has been for us since coming back from being on loan. So apparently he's wanted by PSG, and it's just minor interest now, but I reckon if we don't get Champions League this season, he'll be tempted. I think even if we win, he won't be tempted, but it really depends. But yeah, he's just putting in crazy good performances for us so far, so that's perfect for us. And I think that's just about it. So I think we can kick off today's game, and hopefully we get the 3 points necessary. Let me show you the Primeira Liga chart of the table. Sorry. So Porto and Sporting have both played their games already, so we can still go top with 29 points. But of course, very tight at the top there. Benfica have also played their game, and the gap has grown between Benfica and Tondela to 7 points. So it really looks like I'm just battling with the big three clubs in Portugal, as I always mentioned, Porto, Sporting and Benfica, and so it looks like one of them are going to have to miss out. Last season we were within 1 point of knocking Sporting down into the Europa League and getting into Champions League ourselves, but hopefully this season we can go a step further and easily qualify for the Champions League. But so far very tight, 28, 27, 26 and 25 points. The only difference is that we still have our game in hand. So Porto actually are the only unbeaten team in the league so far. But they have drawn. They are, kind of struggling the same way we did last season, which is having too many draws. So they have 4 out of 12, which isn't too bad. But of course, because we had 1 loss and 2 draws, that was in a better position. And hopefully we get the 3 points necessary today. And Chaves are actually 10th in the table, so mid-table team, and 13 points away. So hopefully we can widen that gap and just make our dominance even more apparent. So we'll kick off, and then we can talk about who's starting, who's not, and really have a look at the team and see what's going on. So I would expect us to be favourites for today's game, and it would be a surprise if the pre-match odds or the analysis is any different. But you never really know, I suppose. We are at home, so that should give us a favour, and it has. Apparently they've struggled away from home, They've lost 4 times, drawn 4 times, and only won 3 out of 11 games. So hopefully this is another loss to their name. In terms of who's starting, Hassan's our first choice striker as always. Raniel, despite good form, he had a poor game last game round. Santos Eduardo, also first team standards. Jeff needs to back up, but he's playing well, so we're keeping him on temporarily. And I think Danilo's actually out, if I'm not mistaken. Let me check that again. I think he's suspended. Too many yellow cards, that's the problem with Danilo. Important games and we miss him in important games. I think for the Belenenses game as well, he was missing because of suspension or injury. Was it suspension actually? Anyways, let's see some Fonte, straightforward first choice players. The same goes with Juankar, Jubal, Rosic and Polino, as well as our first choice goalkeeper Marafona, playing in the league of course. In cup competitions we've got Moreira playing, so hopefully he will improve and eventually overtake Marafona. Almost said Maradona, can you imagine Maradona as our keeper? Anyways, expectations are to win, and that should be told to my players too. Hopefully Hassan can finally get his first goal of the season after 4 appearances. 4 starts really, none of them off the bench. He's slowly getting back his fitness, so hopefully today his fitness is much better than when he first started off. And he can actually get his first goal of the season, really start to climb those charts. It's great to see Raniel finally hit some type of goal scoring form. Long may it continue, but really Hassan's a leading goal scorer for this division, so hopefully he can stamp his mark on this game. Marafona with a goal kick. What's going to happen here? Alright, keep the ball on the floor please. Don't mess about. Ball playing defender Jabal. Juankar. What's he going to do here? Assis. Straight up to Fonte. Fonte, come on, let's see a nice little through ball here for us. Steady plays it safe to Wilson, who finds Jeff. Jeff, as a ball-winning midfielder, plays in Santos. What's he going to do? Long-range shot? No, he loses it, but Hassan's got it here. He puts a really good ball through to Santos. And who can mistake him ever scoring that type of goal? Did I put replays on already? Alright, good. You get a nice little view of that again. What a back heel from Hassan. And you know, I love to see that more from my false 9 than I do to see him scoring goals. I just wanted to put balls through to my inside forwards and for them to tuck it away, and both of that happens here. Kind of toe pokes it, but goalkeeper completely didn't expect him to take a shot there. He thought his defenders would deal with it, and they didn't. And we come away with a 1-0 result, and maybe Fonte can score this free kick. Oh no, it's hit the wall, but Rosic, eesh, that's one hell of a save from Ricardo. I mean, the game blames him for missing that, but really, that's just it's a really good shot and just a really good save. Top corner, I don't know how the goalkeeper made it there. Santos though. Wilson's got the ball now. Don't end the highlight. Please end it with us scoring. Santos, another good ball into the box. Oh no, they dealt with that and maybe they're on the counter. Juankar wins it though, but they've still got it now. Alright, it's like the battle of the headers. And there you go, that's the end of that highlight. Well, either way, 1-0 to Braga with 25, 27, 28, 29, 30 minutes gone. And we have yet to see anything of note from Chaves. Oh, what a good ball to Rosic. Wilson. Oh, again, another clear-cut chance we haven't scored. We scored a goal from apparently a non-clear-cut chance, but 2 that we got, which really should have put us in 3-0, we haven't managed to score, and normally that means we'll be punished. Chaves are coming out of their shell here. They're playing 4-3-3, but they're pushed up, not really defensive anymore. Will that end in their favour? Alright, half-time whistle. Used to tell the boys that we expect more. So things are going well, but I know you're capable of better. And I think that's the appropriate response, really, because my team can play better than that. But we have dominating proceedings so far. 2 clear-cut chances, 1 half chance. Just the 1 goal, but yeah, 11 shots and 4 on target. When you're playing inside forwards in a false 9, you can kind of expect a lot of shots, but not too many on target. It's just because their natural inclination is to take shots from outside of the box, long-range shots. Even the ball-winning midfielder and the advanced playmaker, just because of the way their positioning is that they take long-range shots. Inside forwards, it's not because of their positioning. It's more about just the way. Wilson's injured, so let's take him off quickly for Fabio Martins. Fonte, Xhaka, who else here? No one really. Yeah, it's not really about natural positioning for inside forwards. It's just that because it's kind of natural for them to take long shots. I think it's in their attributes. Where is it? Inside forward, yeah, long shots. So they kind of just do that all the time. And a lot of them also, it says like, oh yeah, their player trait is to take long range shots. So it's kind of normal. with the false nine, it's more about his positioning. He's just always dropping deep to get the ball. So sometimes if he doesn't really find anyone that he can pass the ball through to, or whether he's not confident in passing the ball through, because sometimes the pass is on, but he just doesn't do it, then they will take a long range shot. So inside forward, for example, in this position here, if he couldn't find the pass back, he would just try and dribble a bit and take a long range shot. Though, Santos maybe will prove us an example. And there you go. Huge deflection though. Either way, I'll take it. Is it still going to count as his? I think it counts as his. It did. He got a brace for... Maybe that was going on target initially. Let's see. I didn't think that was going on target at all. I thought that was a big enough deflection to... Oh, that was kind of going on target, I guess. Either way, completely wrong foots the goalkeeper, and we come away with our insurance goal. And hopefully Chaves don't score to make us a little bit nervous, or my players a little bit nervous. Sometimes they struggle under pressure, some of them at least. Anyways, let's see who we can take off, who's tired. Santos has scored a brace, and he would deserve to come off, but unfortunately we don't have anyone for him. Jeff is the same, so we'll take off Assis. Hopefully the anchorman can really solidify it. Fran Sergio, who's looking to leave. I think he's actually already going to leave. I think we accepted the bid. Oh no. Oh, okay, no, we didn't accept the bid. Who was it that we accepted the bid for? It was someone else. It was Chaka, I think. That should already, yeah. So it's officially going to go through during the January transfer window. He'll be joining the Spanish side, and you know, we'll have to bring someone in. I'm thinking of just bringing in one of our loanees, someone who we loaned out, who's ready for the first team, but we loaned them out because we had too many players. You know, we can bring him in. Oh, don't tell me they score. Please tell me we counter. Ooh. Okay, thank God. Yeah, so I was thinking just bring in one of the players that we loaned out. We have a couple of advanced playmakers, I think. Maybe we could bring back Thomas Martinez. He wasn't the greatest of backups to Fonte, but maybe he's improved a little bit during the short period of time that he gets to play, up until winter time, that kind of thing. And if so, then that's perfect for us. If not, then maybe we can seriously consider bringing in someone else. But you know, the club doesn't have too much money. Our facilities are going to be improved in literally a month's time from today. So hopefully that shouldn't get cancelled anymore, because it's too ahead in terms of the plans. Too much progress has been going on, so they can't really cancel at the last minute there. But yeah, in terms of finances, we're not amazing. We've got about 7 million in the bank, so I really do want to try and avoid spending whenever possible. And considering that he's just a backup, we shouldn't worry too much with Fonte leading the way as the club's main advanced playmaker. Santos though, not too bad of a ball, and we get another corner, but will the referee blow the whistle before we can take it? Yep, alright, perfect. 2-0 home game, not an issue at all. Some empty seats there, but I would say since last season, I think our you know, our fans have improved. So there you go, that's how it's going to look now. We're just a single point away from Porto, who won the league last year. Sporting doing much better than they did last year as well. It looks like Benfica are the ones who are kind of on the downhill, which is a bit strange. But then again, they're only 4 points away, so that's how tight it is at the top. We really started to making that top 3 clubs into top 4 clubs in Portugal, and long may that continue really. Tondela there, 18 points, they're 11 points away from us having played their game as well, and it starts to just drop here everywhere from here onwards. It's pretty tight, I suppose. Anyways, I'll have a look in just a moment when we'll be back for our next episode, but as always, it will be in 5 games time. Hopefully it will be a big one. This one was, of course, in terms of result, was a big game, but in terms of the team we're facing, not so much. But we did show you a game, of course, against Benfica in the last episode, so if you did miss that, watch it. It's a really good game, and obviously just huge in terms of what it meant playing Benfica, because they're a huge club, but also because of what it meant. If you just check it out, you'll find out for yourself. But anyways, 5 games times mean we have a bunch of middle of cup competition season really. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll be playing Tondela in the Taça de Portugal 5th round, and it'll be interesting to show you. I think that'll be the first episode this season of us playing. You know, actually showing you. Obviously, we've played a couple of games, but it'll be interesting to show you a bit of every cup competition really as it goes on. And hopefully there's 2 Premier League games in between Sporting and Moreirense, and hopefully that will be you know, we would have won both games and pushed us further up the table. Of course, if we beat Sporting here, a very huge game for us. If we beat them there, then that pushes them down to the table. Against Ajax, doesn't matter too much. I'm not stressed whether we win or lose, because even if we do win, Ajax are 5 points ahead of us, which means a win will still keep us in second. So it doesn't matter, draw, loss, whatever, doesn't matter too much. And hopefully my players still go for the win, but in terms of points and results and whatnot, not too important. The more important ones, of course, are the Primeira Liga games, and that we want to get into the next round in the Taça de Portugal, because the minimum expectation is 6th round, and Tondela will prove to be tough opposition there too. So yeah, it'll be a good game to show you guys. Actually, if we don't make it, then hopefully that doesn't happen, but it will be very interesting if we get into the 6th round as well. We can really start to take these competitions seriously. But anyways, I think that will be all for today's game and episodes, so hopefully you did enjoy it. If you did, then please do hit the like button and subscribe for more Daily Football Manager 2017 content. And as always guys, thank you all very much for watching.